Hey everybody, it's me again, Simply Brit, and for this video we're going to do an about you. So I'm just going to share a little bit about myself. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share the video, and yeah, let's go. Hey everybody, so first things first, got my hair done. Take a look, got it cut, you know what I'm saying? Got it re-tied on Thursday, so the parts, you know what I mean, are real crispy and nice. So yeah, so I have my hair shaved all around and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So the reason why I got my hair like this is I've never had like my full head in sister locks because my hair is very thick. And I figured it would be a lot to have that much hair, that it would get heavy. And so I figured let's just get it done like this. And it was cheaper and it didn't take as long for me to get my sister locks. So another reason why I did that. So I've had my locks for like 5 years, almost 5 years. And I used to be the one that like did braids, did my own hair when, you know, I was natural, or even when I had a relaxer to save money. I would do braids, anything, you know what I'm saying? Quick weaves, ponytails, all of it I was doing myself. But then when I got my sister locks, I love them because I'm like, oh, it's a style in itself and I ain't got to do them. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, I don't know how to style my hair. So I only wear it like in a bun. I wear it down, maybe like the space buns, ponytails, stuff like that, basic stuff. But like, I'm like, I really want to learn how to style my hair. But of course, I don't want to do too much where it's like breaking my hair off. But you know, like every now and then throw in a little style or whatever. And I'm not, like I said, not nothing elaborate, but just something really cool. You know what I'm saying? So I see people with their styles and usually they have, you know, the full head done, and I'm struggling because I'm like, I try to do the style and it's like, yeah, it don't look like theirs. Of course it won't because they have hair where I don't, you know, but so I get discouraged. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. So I just have to play around with my hair. I told myself next time I get a retie and my hair cut, I'm going to play in my hair, try to figure out some cute styles. And so Sunday's video will have me playing in my hair, trying to figure something out. You know what I mean? I used to do like Bantu knots and stuff like that when my hair was shorter, and they were cute. I loved them. But when I tried them when my hair got longer, they didn't look right. I don't think like the curl wasn't there, and it's probably because I just didn't let my hair sit long enough. So of course my hair is shorter. I could do like one day, and then the next day I would have these beautiful curls that will last like a week. But now I can't do it one day. I can't have Bantu knots for one day. I might have to do like 3 days with them in and go from there. Backing into the intro, I had kind of went on a tangent about my hair. But I'm from St. Louis, born and raised here. I did live in Nashville, Tennessee for about 2 years. Loved Nashville. I would go back to Nashville. I loved it. But came back here and I used to be a teacher. I taught for 5 years, taught 1 year in Nashville, taught 4 years in St. Louis. And I transitioned from teaching into the tech field by taking a tech boot camp that's in St. Louis called Launch Code. So I got out of teaching because for my mental health, really, that's what it came down to. I love that I was able to impact the younger generation. I love that I was able to encourage them and their parents, but mentally it just was draining to me because of the amount of work I did, the lack of support I felt that I had, and the amount of help the kids needed that they weren't getting, that they should have gotten previously. So it was a lot. And so mentally I had to let it go, unfortunately. but I had to do it for my mental health. So I knew by my third year that I was not wanting to continue with teaching. And so at that time, I'm seeking God, like what can I do? I have a music degree. That's all I have, I actually had just got my master's in educational studies. And so I'm like, now I don't want to teach. I got this educational studies degree, which that's a broad degree. And it's really, educational studies can be used anywhere, I feel. But, at that time I was just like, oh, I wasted my time, all this and that. Because when I got into teaching by doing one of those, teaching fellowships. It was called Nashville Teaching Fellows, and that doesn't exist anymore, but that's how I got into teaching. So did all of that, and now I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so seeking God, and then I came across Launch Code. I saw a billboard, saw commercials, and I was like, I'm gonna look into this. So I applied and didn't get in the first time. The second time I applied, I got in. And so that was a 6-month program. And then it was followed by, I think, like a 2-month apprenticeship. And then, or I don't think it was an apprenticeship. I forgot what that part of it was called. But we met in small groups with somebody who was working in the field. And then we would work on a project. So that was that time. And then after that, you would do an apprenticeship in which you would have to look for somewhere to go. And Launch Code would, of course, help you and offer you advice. Just offer you different opportunities that you qualify for. So that's how I got into tech. So I did all of that and I got an apprenticeship. I knew I was not going to continue teaching. At the beginning of that year, which was the year before COVID happened. It was the same school year, but first semester, August, I had already decided I was not coming back. At that time, I was still in the Launch Code classes, and I knew I was not coming back. I knew I wasn't. And so I did the internship, I guess you would call it, where we were creating the project. And that was in the fall and winter. And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Told them I wasn't coming back. But then January 2020 came, and that was when COVID hit. And so the school was shut down. I didn't get to see my kids anymore. I did online teaching, but of course, all of them wasn't coming. I taught first graders at the time. And so I would probably see like 3 or 4 out of, I think, 16 students. So it was sad. That was pretty sad because that was my last year teaching. And so those kids came back, probably wanted to see me and check on me, and I wanted to see them, and I wasn't there. So, but that was my last year teaching. May of that year, May 2020 is when I got offered my apprenticeship. Like, I did not have a job lined up when I told them I was not renewing my contract, but I just believed God. Like, I knew God wanted me in this field. He showed me this opportunity. I got in. And the thing about it is I've never been good at math. Did not believe I was good in math or any kind of thing like that. Science, all of that stuff. Never could see myself in those things, but I am a problem solver. I know I'm a problem solver. And so I just took that. And then my teaching, because I had taught for some time, my way of teaching helped me in me getting into these programs. Like, I learned about growth mindset. And so I was like, well, shoot, I'm teaching them about it. I need to walk in the growth mindset. So stuff like that, also breaking down problems. I was teaching elementary. And so when I came across these tough problems, I was able to break it down in a way that I was able to understand, and I was able to get those answers right or figure out those, because we had to do like this quiz in order to get into the program, and so they could see where you are. And I did pretty well on it, and I attribute all of that to my teaching. Like, God knows the order in which you need to do things and why you need to do them in that order. And so teaching definitely helped me transition into this. So yeah, so I work in the tech field. I've been at my job for about 5 years. It'll be 5 years in October. So I work from home. I really enjoy it. I do a lot of things. I work with a client. I do data analysis. I do a lot of things. I write scripts. I train. I do a lot of things. So very, very cool job. I'm definitely wanting to learn more. I'm interested in learning about the cloud and possibly getting certified in that. So I'll put the name of the certification. I think it was like AWS Cloud Associate. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But I'm considering getting that. But I don't have a degree in the tech. Well, at the time I didn't. When I started my job, I just got my master's in software development or software engineering last year. So, but prior to that, I had a music degree and an educational studies degree, and I was able to transition into the field with those degrees. But because of completing that boot camp, which was completely free, I was able to transition into the field. So I'm just extremely grateful to Launch Code. And I know a lot of Launch Code alumni, they work with me at my job. I mean, it's a lot of us out here. A lot of us are out here doing it, and I'm just very proud of us. And yeah, it was tough, and it still is. Like, the tech field is, as we know, ever changing, and I'm grateful to God that I still have a job. And yeah, I'm just very excited about my future in the field. So let me get my phone out because got my notes in here. All right. So why did I start the channel? So I started this channel because I'm an introvert. I don't talk a lot to people. I keep to myself. I do go out and I do things. That's one thing about me, is if there's an event happening and I want to go, I will go. And I will go by myself if I can't find anybody to go with me. And that's because when I was in Nashville, I was by myself. And so I just learned, like, look, you can't be in a house all the time. Like, go and see the city, go and, look at things and see things. And so I started that there and just continued that when I got back home here. And I don't talk a lot to people. I feel like I may have like some social anxiety. Like, when I am at the point of like, okay, let's speak up, I'm like very nervous, or I forget the words that I want to say, just, stuff like that. Or I'm in a mid conversation and it's like, what's going on? I just completely forget where I was going in that conversation. So I just want to become more familiar, or just more comfortable with speaking. It's funny because I do talk at work, but at work, I create a script. I have scripts. Like, if I know I have to be on a call and I have to talk about something or bring something up, I'll write it out. I will write it out for myself. Now, of course, there are times where something may be asked that I don't know, or something that may be asked that I didn't prepare for. I kind of have a script for that as well. Like, we all know the corporate terms, you know what I'm saying? I'll take that back, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll follow up with you on that later, or that's something we didn't discuss, but I'll let my manager know, or thanks for sharing that, whatever, just basic stuff. And then the regular corporate stuff that we say, circle back, all of that stuff. So I say that, because if I don't know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if I know, I know. And one thing that one of my previous managers told me was that she told me to remember that you know more than them. And so, like, I guess she told me that as like a confidence booster. Like, they're going to ask you questions, but it's because they don't know. Like, you know more than they know. Like, literally, that's what it is. So just be confident in what you know. And what you don't know, just let them know. I don't know, but I'll find out, and that's that. Keep it simple. And so that's what I do at work. But when you out and about and it's people and, you know what I'm saying, you want to speak up, and I'm in my head a lot. And so this is why I wanted to start the channel. So I bought this camera maybe 3 years ago and haven't really used it. I haven't used it. I was this close to giving it to my nephew because he has like a nice following on TikTok and he's very social. So I was like, oh, I should just give it to him. And I was like, no, like I bought it for a reason. Let me go out here and do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me step out here and do this thing. And so here I am. So I think talking like in my house or when it's just me in my car, very easy for me to do. The challenge I'm having is talking while I'm out in public, you know, walking around with my camera, even though the DJI is not the most obvious camera, you know what I'm saying? I think most people look at it because they like, what is that? Like, cause it's so different, you know, that people are like, what is that a camera? You know, I've gotten that before. But that is what I kind of get nervous about, like talking and taking my camera out in public. So usually if I have it in public, I don't have a mic on, I'm not talking because I just feel like, oh my gosh, you know, they're looking at me or what am I going to say or what, you know what I'm saying? So that is something I have to work on. Or I could do voiceovers. You know, I see people do that. So that's what I've been doing is voiceovers. So, until I get, you know, comfortable with talking where I am live, then I'll just continue to do the voiceovers. But I feel like that'll just help me more with, talking while I'm out. You know, it'll allow me to have conversations with people while I'm out and about or whatever. So it'll, you know, invite conversation. So yeah, but that's why I started the channel. So I'm very excited about it. My goal is to post 2 videos a week. So like a midday video, Wednesday, and then Sunday video. So that is my goal. And yeah, I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to see what happens in doing this, who I meet, the growth that'll happen within myself. And I'm just happy that you all are watching and yeah, that you're deciding to subscribe and come along this ride with me. So let's see, what's the next item I have on here? I think that is it. So I'll say some things I like to do, which you already know. I love step aerobics. I love working out. I love running. So, and I'll say probably more love, hate with like strength training. But I know it's good for me, so I do it. Also, another thing is I did have pre-diabetes last year. And that might be something some of you are struggling with. And I was able to lower my A1C. So that's something I could talk about more if that's something that is interesting to anyone or that anyone can relate to. But I was able to lower my A1C earlier this year. So by starting working out, I used to be very into fitness, but then when I got in school, it just went down. I was so stressed out. Like school now is like not like school back then. So my master's, my educational studies master's, I got that back in, man, that was when I moved back. So that was probably like in 2016 when I got that. No, that wasn't right when I came back. That was actually right when I started at the last school. So that was probably like 2017, 2018 when I got that. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. But then I went last year. Boy, I was like, what is this? It was so hard. And granted, I didn't go to school for tech. I was getting a master's in software engineering. I didn't have my tech background was the boot camp, you know, and then working. So that might have been the reason why it was tough for me. But I thank God I got through that, got my master's, had a good GPA. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't low. I can tell you that much. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough. And I was like, yeah, I ain't doing this again. This is it for me. This is it. So, yeah. So love fitness, step training, running, something I've just gotten into, but those are some things that helped me with lowering my A1C because of all the stress that I was going through while I was in school. So stop doing all of those things and gained some weight, and just I wasn't eating at all. It wasn't that I wasn't eating right. I wasn't eating. I had no appetite. I would eat like once a day, if that. So it was really bad. I had no energy. It was really, really bad. And so that's what made me go to a wellness doctor to see what was going on. And they did blood tests, and it was a lot. It was that was the main thing. But I had severely low testosterone. I can't think of the other things going on. I had some things going on with my gut. My gut health was horrible. It was bad. So I'm grateful to the Wellness Connection. Shout out the Wellness Connection out in St. Peters, Missouri. They got me together. My doctor, I forgot his name. I think it's Antonio. But got me together. Like, I mean, I feel amazing. A1C has dropped, and my eating habits are better, and I work out regularly, and it's because I have to, you know what I'm saying? So if you are struggling with your A1C being too high, you're going to have to work out. You're going to have to eat differently. Like, that's really what you got to do. Like, it has to be your lifestyle. But yeah, so trying to think if there's anything else I could talk about. I have, like I said, my dog Nino, which I showed you all in other video. And then we have Miss Nyla. Nino is 15 years old. I think Nyla is 9. I have to ask my husband how old she is. I think she's like 9. But Nino is my senior baby. Yeah, I don't know what else I can share. I think that is it for this video. We're at 23 minutes, so I didn't want it to be that long. So I'm going to stop there. I'm looking to see if I have anything else I could share. Oh, I do love to read. Actually, I'm getting back into reading. I have been a book hoarder, so I have to show you all my book collection, in which I've read probably 10% of the books. It's a lot of books, and I keep buying them. So yeah, I have to show you all that. But right now I'm reading Dominion, and I'm reading Bait of Satan. Reading those two right now. Interesting to read those at the same time. But Bait of Satan, excellent book. I haven't, like I said, I'm still reading it, but my goodness, like, book is getting me all the way together. That's a book that I need to read, like, on a regular, like, every 3 months. I need to read that book so I can really, like, take in what it's talking about and remember what it's talking about. Very good book. Dominion is very interesting. I usually read self-help books or like the Christian books. But like, as for like fiction, romance, never read those. And so Dominion being like a fiction story is something new for me. I've probably read like maybe 2 so far. But I want to get into the Black authors. And so, you know, I've been going to the events or whatever. But yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself. And thank you all so much for watching this video.